So last we were, you guys retrieved that amazing wand that Maya loved. I know, right? It was so clever. So you guys went on a whole quest for a pun. Is that pun? Is it just like a... What's like a visual pun? What would you call a visual pun?
Stupid.
Alright. Sen, you started heading back, basically. And we're gonna pick back up when you're entering back into town. Because you guys were singing your little song all the way back.
I swear to God, if we come back and everyone's like one of those fucking monsters.
Put the beads down!
Everyone just comes back.
Yes, everyone's dead. You guys predicted it. No. You guys take the cheetahs back into town, and I'm not gonna make you...
Hold on.
Yeah?
Before we go back into town,
Yeah.
I just shove a vial in Yeehaw's hand, and I'm like, okay, drink this.
Alright, are you gonna consult? Is anyone gonna do this? Because this is technically a big decision.
Gonna stop me.
Wait.
Is that she is giving the vial to Yeehaw and telling him to drink it. I'm gonna say, you guys cannot... I cannot stress this enough.
Wait, does he have to drink the entire thing?
He does.
What about his sister?
Yeah, this is what I'm gonna say. Do not take decisions about these vials lightly, because it's gonna mean a lot in the future, and it's gonna mean a lot now, even.
I wanna...
I have an emotional connection to him.
You guys,
y'all can stop
you guys
me.
have 5, and I'm not gonna say you don't have to do one each. In fact, there might be some where you don't even have to, for all you know. You have 5.
Wait, like...
You can do it on both him...
lowers his hand, it's like...
You guys could do it on just him, you could do it on just his sister, you can do it him and his sister, you never know. You can do it on
I
anyone.
think it's cruel to keep one of them alive. That's just, yeah.
Listen, I'm gonna say, this arc, my first idea for this arc was how are you gonna deal with the situation of which one will you save, basically.
So we have 5
The
vials.
sheriff
You do.
can die.
Yeah, I didn't expect you guys to care about the sheriff.
No one gives a shit about the sheriff.
Listen, I'm so glad we're having this conversation, because I was waiting for you guys to realize this.
No, I was worrying about this a lot.
Yeah. This is, like, the first thing I thought of about this arc.
So Clove, like, lowers his hand a little, is like, let's wait till it's needed.
Upsetty.
Upsetty.
Upsetty spaghetti. Clove
All right.
is ready to deal with some upset spaghetti.
Alright, Eden is very confused because you just kind of told him to drink something, and then, like, Clove, like, stopped him, and that's very sketchy.
Drink this, I promise I won't take for you.
So he's gonna ask, what is that exactly?
I don't know.
This is what I should do.
It's okay. It's good.
Okay. So he
looks off into the distance, like kind of PTSD, like.
When will my husband return from war? So
Wait, he asked what the vial was.
yeah, and Vader kind of shrugged it off.
It's good. And Clone's just staring intensely into the distance.
You guys take the cheetahs back into town. I'm not gonna make you do all the like dodging stuff again. You pat in the town on the back of those large boys, and once again get attention from all like the children around you. Eden waves to them just to be nice before he sort of like parks. Is that the right word? The cat. Outside of the saloon where you told him you met this wizard, and ties it up to one of those like wooden poles for horses, except it's a cat. He says, let's return the cheetahs real quick and get onto it. We need to find the key to the temple, and it's with the sheriff, so...
Do we have to return them?
Do
we have bubbles?
No,
we're getting bubbles.
You are getting bubbles, yeah. You got the wand for the wizard so he can levitate you into the hole and get you bubbles.
I swear if that stupid lizard
Are you
bitch
having fun
ends up
there?
being fake.
I don't I don't either.
I really wanted this wand, and it's like, so can you levitate us? Yeah, he just pushes Vadar.
Level 0 on friendship.
He says, well, I don't really want to steal them. I mean, maybe we can use them later. But I don't...
A boot?
We're in kind of a rush here, and we won't really need them in a lake anyway.
Your pouch, like, your pouch, like, real big. like, just begging him with his eyes.
Eden...
Clove is spending her time coddling the cats while she can with Elvie. Elvie's probably a little bit...
Yeah, Elvie's, like, a little bit intimidated because they're bigger than him. And that's how animals work. So, he says, well, we'll see what we can do after the temple, okay? We need to get going. Okay.
Look at him! He's so upset.
Oh my god, that's
Such upsetty spaghetti.
He pout. So, his proposal is to just see what we can do after the temple. Because he wants to get going.
Yeah, we should probably get to getting.
Got a blast. No, let's, like, go sightseeing.
I would hit you.
Sightseeing in the gulch.
I like, you know those, like, sheriff scenes where he, like, bursts in
Yeah.
and slams open the door? That's what Vadark does, but he's holding a wand. And he just points to the magnificent whiz and slowly walks forward.
Well, we can get to that later because,
No!
well, he needs to return the cats first, and he can't really control all of them at once.
Well,
So he kind of needs your
that's
help
not
to
my
walk them
fault.
over. Are you gonna help him?
I just take
Okay.
all of them. Please, I'm like the only animal handler in this group.
Well, Clove is a ranger.
Well, yeah.
So,
Opposite of
anyway, you at least had the cheetahs over to the mayor's house for now, and take them to the front. And he actually does stop, and he says, Kamaria, Clove, you seem to be the most animal proficient, in your class.
Vadark is upset.
He says, can you take the Tundra Runners back to the shed, and Vadark and I can go fetch the key?
Alright.
This is the only time I'm willingly splitting you guys up.
Alright.
Yeah,
Team
like,
Clovaria.
yeah.
And he looks at Vadark.
Like, Clove is, like, hugging has, like, a cat in each arm.
I think they have leads, guys. I think they have leads.
What?
I think they have leads. I think you can just take one in each hand and go.
Come on.
No, one in each arm.
Alright. They're very big.
Yeah.
They're like horse-sized.
Yeah, she's kind of, like, lifted off her feet. It's like,
Alright.
Jesus.
So, since my rule is to technically go in alphabetical order now, I suppose I could switch it up every time since it's a bit unfair. But, Vadark.
Okay.
Yeah, Vadark, I'm gonna go with this scene first. You and Eden, kind of bang on the wooden doors for the third time, hearing the mayor once again walk and open it up. And once again, the short dwarven man opens it up. I said that twice, but it's in my script. He says, well, hey there, Eden, friends, where are the... And, Eden cuts him off, and he's like, the girls are taking them, to the back. Can we come in? You have to hold up your end of the deal now. And with that, the dwarf kind of sighs and lets you pass. He doesn't look particularly excited, and he's actually looks kind of nervous, and he's rubbing his forehead as he walks into the living quarters and makes way for you and Eden to walk. The dwarf kind of stands still in the middle of the living quarters, and he's like, well, Eden, it's just, and Eden, without, like, a snap, says, well, what? You promised. He says, I know that, but the temple is just no place for, a trio of rookie adventurers. No offense. No offense. And
I have been through my adventures. Please do not.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean it like that, but just a group of adventurers and a bard. And Eden speaks up again. He's kind of yelling, but I can't yell because your mom is sleeping. And he says, I am not just a bard. You know I can make my way through there, especially with help. And they kind of have a fight now, back and forth. He says, Eden, you are a child, and your help isn't much older than you either. That's final. I'm not having you two dead chillin' from my house in the same month. And you hear Eden just fucking pissed as hell at this point, honestly. And she is not dead. And the dwarf man kind of pauses and tries to think of how to, like, calm him down. Says, Eden, she's been gone for 2 weeks. How could she have eaten? What about fresh water? I'm sorry, but I don't want to lose you going after these impossible odds. And Eden looks like he's gonna snap again, but his eyes actually glance somewhere else, and he shuts his mouth. And he says, yes, sir. And the dwarf continues. He's like,
what's he planning?
He says, good, I'm glad you're listening to reason now. I've been taking care of this town for years, and, well, the dwarf kind of, like, rambles and goes on and on and on. I won't say it all. And Vader, make a perception check.
Oops, I could my dice out.
Great.
Yeah, I thought we were talking to the Wiz for a while, and
No,
that's why I was.
The Wiz has a completely different voice.
Oops.
Hello there.
Hello.
Welcome to my magic. Welcome.
Good thing I have a
to
+4.
What did you get? Oh, God.
6
Oh.
+ 4.
That's
6 or 8.
barely. Okay.
That's exact.
That's fairly. Well, you see while the dwarf keeps talking, Eden seems to be staring at something on him. And you witness, matter of fact, this bard very quickly snatch a key ring from the sheriff's belt and pocket it before he could even notice.
I totally
He's a better-
secretly high-five him.
Well, here's the thing. Bards
He's a better rogue.
bards aren't usually.
Lexus, he's a better rogue than you are.
Here's the
Has
thing.
he dodged the impossibly dodged move?
Bards aren't usually the best at sleight of hand, so that's either some beginner's luck or something. Though it didn't quite look like beginner's luck, and more like a genuine skill. In fact, when you see him take it, he looks up and makes eye contact with you in a second, and kind of flinches as he realizes you saw what he did, and he quickly looks to make sure the dwarf isn't watching before he seems to do an odd gesture with his hands that sort of resembles sign language.
Oh,
And it's one that you understand, Vadark, because it is Thieves' Cant.
Oh, man.
And he tells you in Thieves' Cant the symbol of stay quiet.
Shruggs and is like, he's internally really happy. Like, he was, upsetting.
Not at all suspicious that you just a bard knows Thieves' Cant.
He's a thief.
Kamari and
But
Clove,
he's a theme.
that was a short scene, because if I'm going to split you up, I at least want to make it short. Kamari and Clove, while this is happening, you go to drop the cheetahs back off in their stable.
Flo feels like a cat god right now.
Understandable. And it goes pretty smoothly. You put them back in and you close the doors, but all of a sudden, after you put the cheetahs back close to their cage, you hear what sounds like you know what the sound the sun makes when it's really hot? That sort of like screeching noise.
Screeching?
It is kind of, isn't it?
What?
You know the sound, you know what the sound the sun makes on a hot day. You know that. It makes the sound.
Oh,
Kind of,
like
yeah.
the buggos?
Yeah.
Enjoy. Like the sound of a heat wave.
Yeah. Well, basically, you two, Kamari and Clove, hear the sound of basically like a heat wave behind you, and it's loud.
Oh no.
Not again!
Are you gonna do anything?
Christ.
Alright. Are you guys gonna look?
No.
Alright.
I know. Kamari looks back.
Okay.
Like,
Kamaria looks back, Clove is
like,
crying.
Clove like grab. Do the cheetahs have like things of water?
You already put them in their cage.
Yeah. Do they have water things in their cage?
Yes.
Clove picks up a water thing over
All right.
her head and turns on.
Ironic, because as you turn around, you actually see something kind of odd, and that is basically a steady stream of water. And it is running off the side of the house and collecting into a pool on the ground in front of you. And you hear voices emit from the water. It sounds like whispers in a language that you don't understand.
Oh, wait.
What language
You're
is
not
it?
there,
I know
Vadark.
water
I have
elemental
Sylvian.
language.
I have
Clo-
Sylvian.
Clove knows elemental.
I checked you. I checked you. It's in a language you do not understand. And as you guys see it, it instantly starts to like reverse flow back up the wall, like reverse itself up the wall. It looks like you're watching. Yeah, it looks like you're playing it backwards. And as it flees, you hear it say,
Oh shit!
"It's." Let me see if I can pronounce this.
Shit! Oh, they saw.
This water, the voices in the water say, "Tishgret deli ish kanig."
Do they eat at delis?
It repeats that over and over.
At delis.
Yes, that's exactly what it says, actually. No, it's not. But they say, Tishgret deli is kanjig. And, like, nothing happens. The back door opens, and Eden leans on the frame, and he says, he kind of gestures to Vadark to come over. He says, I think it's time for you guys to go to that wizard you told me about.
Okay.
And then I want to do this scene, but like, okay.
You can?
Yeah, well, I have to wait for them to
Oh.
react.
Can I try to touch the water?
The water has retreated back up the wall into the roof.
Water at it?
You can try, but it's gone.
Okay.
You know, I'd like to also point out another weird thing is that there's no, like, water left over on the wall. Like, you would expect, like, it to leave some water behind, but it did not. It is dry now.
Wait, what kind of walls do they have?
It's like, I suppose since it's like Wild West, it'd be like a wood.
Okay, then Clove takes out 2 of her arrows and, like, stabs them into the wall and tries to start scaling the wall.
This is a man's house! Are you sure about this? This is gonna have to take a check of some sort.
Yeah, no.
This has to take a strength check.
Okay. I can just imagine him on the inside. He was like thumping.
It's a woodpecker.
Is this a 19 or a 16?
Either way, I think that's gonna work. So you scale the wall and like climb your way up onto the roof, I guess. And the water isn't up there either, but I think since you did that, I'll say you do see water like slither almost like a snake, sort of, like in between rocks, like on the road, and it goes back into that hole, that pit in town.
Oh, we gotta get in that pit. They're having a party. We're not invited. Y'all, don't forget me!
So Clove climbs onto the roof, and Eden's just kind of like, he doesn't understand, and I'm sure Vadark doesn't understand either, so he's just like, okay.
Well, he's in the middle of his
There is
spiel and
nothing
he's like,
on the roof, I swear. There is nothing on the roof. Please get down. Please.
It's not on the roof anymore.
Okay, but just because a cat went on the roof doesn't mean you have to go get it.
It wasn't a cat this time.